Hello, what's up? My name is Kimboy, and of course, welcome to the channel. If it's your first time, feel free subscribe to the channel, support me. Of course, see if you don't support me, I don't think who else is gonna support me. Okay, just subscribe to the channel, and who knows, maybe we can grow big. And yeah, so today I just had a few things to talk about. Things to think about, and there's this uh, article. It was written, if you go to kenyans.co.ke, it was written there. It was published on Wednesday, 1st October 2025. Yeah, 5:40 p.m. That is, and it says court orders KRA to unfreeze Songo's bank accounts with shillings 537 million shillings. Yeah, so the Asset Recovery Agency. Oh, sorry, that was ARA. Yeah, court orders ARA. That is Asset Recovery Agency, yeah, was ordered to unfreeze the nine bank accounts said to hold over 537 million belonging to former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko. In a ruling delivered on Wednesday, the court cited lack of evidence by the ARA to prove money laundering claims brought against the former governor. Yeah. So these nine bank accounts um, is said to have had 537 million Kenya shillings. Yeah. And you see, that's a lot of money, 537 million. And I'm not going to say that um, these people made their money through corruption because I don't have the evidence to prove that. But I'm just going to say it's a lot of money. And Mike Sonko, I think during the Chan Games, had promised the Arambe Stars, in case they win the tournament, they were to be given 400 million Kenya shillings, as an award in case they win. Yeah. What does that tell you? Now, if Mike Sonko's bank account said 537 million Kenya shillings, and he was willing to give away 400 million Kenya shillings, and remember at that time, let me just to be sure, when did Chan Games end? Just a minute. Mm-hmm. 30th August 2025. Yeah, it ran. Chan Games kicked off on Saturday, 2nd of August 2025, and ran until 30th of August 2025. And now, Mike Sonko's account were frozen in 1st of October, 2025. And that means that, wait a minute, 30th of August 2025. Yeah, so it means that Mike Sonko's bank accounts were frozen, were unfrozen, way past the Chan Games were over. That means that Mike Sonko had this money in his bank account, So alikuwa na 400 million already that is disposable, that he was willing to give it out in case Harambee Stars were to win, And of course, someone cannot budget for money that is frozen, right? That means that he has that money. And you cannot tell me that Mike Sonko was willing to give away half of his wealth, half of his net worth to Harambee Stars. I mean, it does not make any logical sense that anyone is willing would be willing, to give more than half of his net worth to a football club, and remain poor. It doesn't make sense. This means that there is high chance that Mike Sonko had, a lot more money than 400 million as his net worth, right? And I'm just saying, it's a lot of money. So if you add the 400 million for it was willing to give out to Chan players, the Harambee Stars team that is, plus the 537 million that was unfrozen, it means that that amount probably will come to above a billion, right? And a billion is not very little money, and it's not so little money, right? It means it's a lot, yeah. And wait a minute, let's see. What's the salary of a governor in Kenya? In Kenya, a governor earns about 957,000 Kenya shillings as gross, right? Yeah, it could be possible he has that money and he got it legally, or he might have got it illegally. I don't know. Okay, what I'm saying, I'm just giving the perspective. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is people have money out here, and probably, who knows, maybe some of us are the only one who don't have money, right? Yeah. And also, speaking of, let's talk about money laundering. That's the second thing I want to talk about today. Yeah. So money laundering. hmm You see, they say money laundering occurs when people steal public funds, right? And in my opinion, I think some of these, uh, politicians, they could sometimes underdeclare, their assets. They could underdeclare. And speak of also corruption, and the way I think there was this governor called Barchok, yeah. It was, I think he had some court cases that were dealing with corruption, right? And you find that some of these assets, the EACC can say this amount of assets was stolen. Yeah, the asset worth this amount was stolen from the county. Yeah, and have you ever thought that maybe these governors are somehow under declaring the stolen funds, right? They could say that, okay, you found me, I agree to, you know, give out 100 million worth of my assets, yeah, that I stole, okay? But maybe, just maybe it could be worth way more than that 100 million. Maybe they just under declaring, right? Who knows? Because now it's only when there is evidence that they come out clear. And I think that's why some of us agree that the only way we can salvage this country from corrupt people and corrupt individuals is death penalty. That's the only way. I think serious countries like China, I think it's one of the tough measures. They it's part of the law. They make sure that they serve those who are convicted of crime, of corruption charges. But in Kenya, you find that they just tell you, you know what, bring the money, we're going to sell, and we're going to forgive you. No, 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 no. It shouldn't be like that. For matter of fact, I think these people are under declaring stolen funds. I also think that they're probably under declaring their net worth. And yeah, another thing is the way these people launder money. Have you ever thought that maybe for a minute, have you ever thought for a minute that maybe churches are one of the ways that politicians or corrupt individuals could launder their money? I mean, think about it. Churches are very common in Kenya or in third world countries, right? They're very common, and a lot of people go to churches, right? They have millions and millions of followers. I think 90% of Kenyan population are Christians for that fact, yeah. And have you ever seen that maybe because now the churches, churches are not taxed according to Kenyan law. They are not paying taxes. Can you believe that? I mean, all those millions that are collected every Sunday. Some churches even have like 4 or 5 masses. You know, they have like 4 masses per Sunday. Every Sunday, and they collect millions, and those millions are tax free. And guess what? It goes to trusts belonging to the church. Maybe the pastor also benefits, becomes millionaires, and preach to the people. Yeah. But have you ever thought that maybe politicians could somehow bring in cash, money that is been stolen from the public, bring that money to church and use the church to launder, yeah, probably incorporate with offerings which are now tax free, and so it goes to accounts of the church, and later on they could come up with some fake projects. The churches could come up with fake projects, hire the companies belonging to politicians, and that way the money could be channeled to the politicians. Have you ever thought that maybe that is the case? Yeah, considering the fact that a lot of politicians go to church and donate huge amounts of money, and without proper accountability and proper way to prove that this money is legit and this money is not coming from the public, could it be that maybe, just maybe that the churches are being used as a way to launder money? Yeah, and maybe that a lot of these pastors are just hypocrites and they're not really preaching about God. They're just doing that for business. That maybe churches are just businesses playing with people's minds, right? I mean, what is an explanation? Because you see, in Kenya, you walk on the street and you find that someone is approaching you, telling you that, you know what, you have to come to our church. You ask the man, where is your church? And you know what? They point you to, they say your church is somewhere the other side of town. Bro, I'm on this other side of town and there are a million churches near me. Okay, why should I come to your church and not just go to a neighboring church? A church that is close to where I live. First of all, it saves me money, transport. Okay. Second of all, I mean, it's just close to me. Okay. So why all this effort to recruit new members to churches? Why do you want me to cross the county to come to a church? Could it be that just maybe the pastors are trying to build a business that maybe in future they're going to either one benefit because it's tax free, two probably they could get in bed with these dirty politicians and probably you know get in business and launders and do money laundering and stuff like that. Could it be? I mean, it's just something to think about. As always, this according to Kimboy. These are just my ideas. I don't have proof of this, so please don't arrest me. Just subscribe to my channel. I hope this channel probably can in future grow. And what do you think? What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and of course, I'll be ready to go through them. Uh, I'll reply. Yeah, and see you in the next one. Bye.